Welcome to our Thursday webinars where we speak with a guest around their journey who are neurodivergent. If you are new to the space, feel free to go into the comments and say hi. Let us know where you are dialing in from. And my name's Ruth Ellen, and we're just going to be waiting for our guest to arrive. And in the meanwhile, I want you to jump on to the comments section and to say hi. I want to welcome you into the space. And if you've already done that, thank you very much. Go onto Menti and put in the code 25917545. That's menti.com 25917545. Hi from London. Hi, Neil, Janice, Paul, and everyone else that is tuning in. And I will not try to butcher your name. I'm just going to say hi. Greetings from Vancouver. Hey from Catford. Okay, so we're going to be using menti.com. We are waiting for our guest who will be surely arriving any minute now. Our subject today, our topic is around resilience, identity, and neurodiversity, a journey through life. So I'm going to, yes, I can put the code in the chat. I am put the link in the chat. So if you click on the link, you'll go straight through to the Menti. April has also put in the code 25917545. So both of those will help you get into a Menti. And when you are there, all you need to do is thumbs up. When you thumbs up, you'll let me know that you are in. So thank you, April, for your assistance. I really appreciate it. Again, just waiting for our guests to arrive. So while we're doing that, hey from Toronto, and everyone else that's coming in from London, Milton Keynes, Warwickshire, Solihull, which is in Birmingham, I believe. Hey, Angela. Hey, April. Hey, Anne-Marie. Paul, everyone in the chat. Again, when you are in the Menti, you've signed up, as in you've just put in the code 25917545, or just clicked on that link that I've put in the chat. You will basically thumbs up on the right of the screen, so I know that you are in and ready to go while I await our guests. Okay, we've got 14 so far. Fantastic. 14 of you are here with me on Menti, so that is great. I'm gonna begin. So again, Steve Parke is coming soon. I'm going to be sharing a bit about them as soon as they arrive, and we are going to be good to go. In the meanwhile, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a workaround, seeing that you're all from London, Southampton, Liverpool, Cambridge, and everything else. The slides, you'll get the recording. The recording will be there immediately after we finish this. I can share the slides, but they might not be relevant depending if our guests arrive or not. So just to set the space, I want to, and I think I will share the slides, just to set the pace of today. I want to know from your perspective what resilience means to you in the context of being neurodivergent. So there's no right or wrong answer, because this is your lived experience. So what does it mean for you? So if a screen's blank, come in and out and it might work, or refresh the page. Chris, sometimes that happens and there's sometimes a delay. So feel free to refresh your page. April has kindly said she'll be making an edited version of the webinar as well. So you'll get the raw version, unedited, my words slurring because of my own neurodivergence. But today we are all in looking at resilience. Okay, so Steve should be joining us shortly, but what does resilience mean to you in the context of being neurodivergent? Awesome, glad to hear it works, fantastic. Sometimes we have tech gremlins and it's always good. So far, resilience means to you in the terms of context of being neurodivergent: survival, being myself, boundaried, capacity, fiery, keeping going, strong, personable. And this is all your lived experience, which we're honoring and we're validating right now. Resilience to you in the context of being neurodivergent means this. And I'm going to look in the comments bouncing back from adversity as well. If you're not using Menti, feel free to also use the chat. We're on different platforms today. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube Live. I think that's it. So if you're not using menti.com, which the link is in the chat, then feel free to use the comment section with whatever platform you're streaming in from. So far we've got lots of answers here from 13 of you asking for help in terms of what resilience means in the context of being neurodivergent. We're talking about a can-do attitude, perseverance, all the pieces, right? And so facing challenges head on. Yes, yeah, use the chat if Menti doesn't give you all the characters you need as well. Okay, I'm just going to see what's going on. Okay. It looks like Steve might not be joining us today, so you might just get me, which isn't bad, depending on who you ask. But if Steve does drop in, we will make sure that he joins in to the conversation. Regardless, we're going to truck on and adapt as we do as neurodivergent individuals. So this is what resilience means to you in the context of being neurodivergent. Thank you for joining us, Mandy. All okay. We have got a little bit of a change of program. Steve unfortunately can't make it with us live, but we will share Steve's resources so that you can still get in contact with Steve and learn more about Steve and ParkeCore. But for now, we're going to adapt and look at what resilience means in the context of being neurodivergent. Now, the slides haven't been changed because this is a last minute change. But so far, we are sharing as a community what resilience means to you in the context of being neurodivergent. And you can see everyone's answers different, right? It can look different. And we're validating that response here because everyone's journey is different. We've got marginalized, grounded, we've got capacity, we've got education. So it's a lot. Resilience in the context of being neurodivergent. And I'm neurodivergent myself, if you don't know. So I will try my bestest to slow down because of my own way of my neurotype works. There might be times when I go too fast. So feel free to let me know to slow down. I will not be offended. So far, again, use the Menti or the chat due to character limitations and write down what resilience means to you in the context of being neurodivergent. Okay, great. That's what we got so far. Thank you all. Now, I'm going to share a few definitions. These are not invalidating your own experience. This is more so giving you a wider, bigger picture. The capacity to bounce back from adversity, adapt well to change, and keep going in the face of hardship. It's just a general definition, right? And then we've got the research-informed one, which is around the ability to develop effective coping strategies that work with rather than against your neurological differences while maintaining psychological well-being. So we're not saying at the expense of your well-being. We're not talking about masking. We're saying strategies that work with you rather than against you while maintaining your well-being, right? And so that's two different definitions when we think about it. I mean, you can see the similarities, but the added layer on this is around effective coping strategies, maintaining psychological well-being. I want to also share other cross neurotype definition because that last one was more so around autism. And so this is more around all of the neurotypes, right? Acceptance, using your strengths, modifying your environment, and community connection. So you're already doing some of that today, right, with community connection, which is great. Acceptance, being in a safe space, psychologically safe with all of us, and using Menti, making sure that your environment is modified and really focusing on your strength. So maybe that will resonate much more effectively with you. Then we've got this one, adapting positively to adversity while maintaining authentic self-expression and leveraging cognitive differences as assets rather than deficits. I don't know about you. I like the last two more. There's something about the cross neurotype resilience framework, one that works really well, because it almost says accepting myself, use my strengths, environment modification, and community connection. Which one resonates with you? It could be all of them, and that's okay. But just to show you the breadth of what it means when it comes to resilience from a neurodivergent context. Big breadth, right? And so we would have met Steve. Steve would have talked about childhood with rugby, bodybuilding, parkour, and we will give you Steve's detail for connecting with Steve at another time. Unfortunately, he's not able to make it today. But I want you to, the reason why I was going to go through this piece was around timelines. Sometimes when we look at our past, we can see just how those definitions came into play. It's almost this like, it's never linear, but you can see some of the things that would have helped us get to where we are today. And so with that in mind, before you move into your own timeline, I want you to kind of get a pad, a piece of paper, or use the chat. Feel free to use the chat and tell me what type of moments tend to stick in your memory when it comes to how you think about your own journey. Times when you felt really proud of yourselves. Again, you can feel free to use the chat or not. Moments when you discovered something new about who you are. So those moments when you're like, it's a new one. I'm gonna celebrate that. Times when you had to adapt or find new ways of doing things, and experiences that changed how you saw yourselves. So before you get into your own timeline, I want you to look at this piece around moments, because moments tend to stick in our memory, right? So take a look at that and just think. Again, feel free to share in the chat or keep it personal if you want to. It's completely fine either way. But just think of that moment, because moments stick in our memory. Okay. I'm just going to go to the comments. Amazing. Thank you, Amy. And thank you, Aaron, around the definition piece as well. Okay, so now you've got into the moments piece. I want you to thumbs up the mentee, or just thumbs up in the chat, so I can move on to the other part I want you to think about before we talk about timelines. Just thumbs up so that I know I'm not going too fast and you're with me when it comes to dissecting some of the timelines around our own resilience journey. Okay, so far we have 7 thumbs up. I know we've got about 40 in the space. I'm going to give you a couple of more minutes. Got 9 thumbs up so far. It's all going to make sense. There's a method to my madness. So what types of moments tend to stick in your memory? Fantastic. 9 of you said okay. Now, what different chapters might a life have? So we've got learning phases around school, new skills, interests. We've got challenge phases around obstacles that you've overcome. Discovery phases as well around finding your strengths, passions, community, and then growth phases, becoming more ourselves. So when you think of chapters a life might have, like you want to do this timeline in, which phase are you going to choose? Is it going to be learning, challenge, discovery, or growth? Choose it. It's okay. You can mishmash all of them. The point here is just to get you to think around your own journey right now. I'm going to go into the chat just to see what you're saying around where you are at. For me, the day, we had a past question about moments, right? So Andrew's moments. For me, it's the day or time I discovered I might be autistic and subsequently got a formal diagnosis, changed my life as I know it. We are doing this sign. I can't even name the sign now. For you in the emojis, acknowledging you. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Angela. Paul says, when I got on a plane and flew home from another country by myself, celebrating you for that moment as well, Paul. Fantastic. Amy says, I feel proud of myself when I stood up for my neurodiversity when applying to volunteering roles. Amazing. Thank you, Amy, celebrating you as well. Great. I'm going to go through proud of myself persevering with seeking an ADHD diagnosis before I went back to the higher education so I could get the support I need. Fantastic. Celebrating you as well. Amazing. So if you are okay with this timeline, you've chosen a timeline, or you're deciding which timeline you're going to mishmash in, thumbs up again using Menti so I can move on so that I'm not going too fast for you. Thumbs up on Menti. We've got 2 so far. While you are deciding what phase the chapters are in, thumbs up so that I know you're okay to move on, because there's about 3 more timeline pieces I want you to think about before you let me know about your own timeline journey. Okay. Learn a lot of neurodiversity phrases. Fantastic. Amazing. Okay, we've got thumbs up. I'm going to move on to the next one. Again, this is me just trying to make sure that the pace is right for all of you. Just asking you if you're ready for me to move on, because I can go really fast. Okay, invisible strengths and adaptations. In terms of what would you want someone to understand about your journey that they might not see on the surface? Is it the creative problem solving skills you developed to navigate a world not designed for your brain? Is it how you learned to turn what others saw as weakness into your unique strength? Is it the mental energy it takes to mask or adapt in certain environments? Or is it your ability to see patterns, details, or connections that others miss? What would you want someone to understand about your journey so that they might not see on the surface? What are those strengths and adaptations that you want to include on your timeline? So again, take a look at this, because this is your timeline. Again, if it's all of these, fantastic, amazing. You can see though, right, when we talk about our journey, it's not so linear. There's so many intricacies of it. And I just want you to take some time to figure out in your own timeline about your strengths and adaptations. And I'm going to go back into the chat. So Tina, we are live streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, so you can go back and watch the replay whenever you want to. I'm going to see if I can also get the slides out to you as well. So what are those invisible strengths and adaptations that you would want other people to understand about your journey that they might not see on the surface? When you are ready to move on to the next part of the timeline, again, thumbs up on the Menti, which I will put on the chat again, just in case you missed it, because there are some great conversations happening in the chat. Yes, I will send the slides out as well. My best. I'll try my best. So if you're registered on Eventbrite, then we've got your details and we'll be able to send those out to you. If you didn't, then I will see if there's anything. Okay, so go into the chat. Again, if you are done with this particular page, thumbs up so that I can move on to the next question. This is all about your timeline, whether you put your timeline on a piece of paper that you're writing notes on, or you're sharing it in the chat with the rest of the community, all good. I just want you to think about these before you share your timelines. So thumbs up if you are ready with this. Going back into the chat while I wait for you to do that. So it'll be ready on YouTube, I think, immediately, Angela. As soon as this is done, like finished, which is about 1 o'clock, you should see it available to watch under the live tab. So yeah. Okay. So in terms of invisible strengths and adaptations, we've got learning how to implement support for myself and help to improve relationships with others from reducing meltdowns. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing, all of you. And I will go through each comment and just acknowledge and validate what you're saying. So thank you. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. 14 of you have said, I'm ready to move on. Hidden challenges and growth. What would you want someone to understand about your journey that they might not see on the surface again, right? About those hidden challenges and growth. Times when you looked fine on the outside, but were struggling internally. How long it took to understand or accept certain aspects of yourself. The courage it took to advocate for your needs or ask for accommodations. Or moments when you had to unlearn what others told you about yourself. That unlearning piece is huge for me. Unlearning about what others said about me that I had to recognize, actually, this is my truth. This is who I am. So which one of these, or all of them, would you want on your timeline as well? Hidden challenges and growth. Okay. So I'm going to go into the chat while you think about that. Again, sharing it in the comments is fantastic for community. But if you want to keep this to yourself, you can also just use a notepad. Chris says, all of these, but I've learned to flex my communication style to meet others where they are at, to collaborate while never hiding who I am. Amazing. Love this. Again, originally, this was going to be with Steve. Steve, unfortunately, can't make it today. So we are winging it and adapting as we go, as we always do. Again, Angela's saying, Amy's saying, so all of these, all points as well, definitely the second or third point around how long it took to understand or accept certain aspects of yourself and the courage it took to advocate for needs as well. So fantastic. Thank you. When you are ready, again, just so that I'm going at your pace, thumbs up on the Menti bottom right of the screen, or use the chat and I will move on to the next question, or I might have stopped the questions then and asked you now for sort of a roundup. So when you're ready, thumbs up. We're already halfway through, nearly halfway through. What would you want someone to understand about those hidden challenges and growth that might not be seen on the surface? Thumbs up when you're ready for me to move on. The courage it took to advocate for your needs or ask for accommodation. Claudia, I hear you on that one. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm just going to go back into Menti. I've got 14 of you that said, okay, ready. I'm just going to check. There's three more. So bear with me, right? Bear with me. There's a logic because I'm going to ask you to rank them in personal ranking order. So this one is around personal discoveries and insights. What would you want someone to understand? Again, is it around finding your tribe or community? What's your personal insights and discovery? Is it around the relief of having the words, when you're able to articulate the words, right, the language that explains your experiences? Or is it learning that your brain works differently, not wrong, or discovering environments, strategies, or tools that help you thrive? What is the personal discovery and insights that you, again, would want on your own personal resilience or just general timeline? This is around personal discoveries and insights. There's 3 more elements, including this, to go. So bear with me, because I'm going to ask you to rank them in order of importance. It could be all of these or none of these. It's fine. Use the chat. What did you discover? What's your personal discovery? Words and community. Love that. Thank you, Amy. Petra, flexing communication style is a really interesting one. I'm still frequently asked by managers if my communication style, i.e. timing and delivery, is a problem in team conflict situations. This continues to make me feel something is wrong with me and others. Thus, flexing my masks often seems the easiest, less painful option. We see you, Petra. Completely understand that. And it's going on when somebody's talking about flexing communication earlier. So you are in a community that completely understands. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Okay. And I'm going to give you some ranking order pieces in the Menti in a second, or in the next 2, and it will help you to see which ones are important for the community. Okay, again, we're going to move on to 2 more of our last sections. Thumbs up, you know the drill. Thumbs up if you're ready to move on. I want to go at the pace that's helpful for you. I can go really fast. I just want to make sure that you are along the journey with me on this. Amazing. And again, I will do my best to share the slides. If you registered on Eventbrite, you will get the slides. And the recording will be available as soon as this is complete. Okay, moving on. Thank you all. Resilience and persistence. I know this whole thing is supposed to be about resilience, but I just wanted to hone in on it a little bit. How many times you've had to start over or try new approaches? Do you want somebody to recognize and realize that? Is it the small victories that meant everything to you? Is it ways you've learned to recharge or take care of your mental health? Or is it how you've become your own best advocate? Again, this timeline, this journey that you're on, that you're still ongoing. What do you want them to know about your resilience and persistence? And all of these might resonate, or none of them might. Either way, I'm just giving you some ideas to think about. Okay. I'm going to slow down again. When you are ready, you're going to thumbs up. And we've got our last but not least element of this next. Four and two mainly. Okay, fantastic. How you've become your best advocate and the small victories that meant everything to you. We see you, small victories, right? Always great when somebody else gets it and celebrates with me. Let's celebrate with everyone in the chat. They see you, they hear you, they are absolutely your advocates as well. Okay, fantastic. When you are ready, hopefully for the last time today, I'm going to say thumbs this up. Actually, it's going to be second last time. Thumbs this up if you're ready to move on to the next slide, which is just going to ask you one more question around relationships and understanding. So I've got 6 so far saying, okay, I'm ready. Let's move on. I've got 6. Are there any more? Again, use the chat if it's easier as well. Okay, we've got 12. Some of you are still with me. Great. Okay. Last but not least is around relationships and understanding. So what would you want people to know and understand about your journey? Again, is it that people who truly got you and how you felt when it comes to relationships and understanding? Is it learning to set boundaries or communicate your needs? I'm not coming for you all. I know boundaries are hard and challenging and they need resetting time and time again. But again, is that what you want people to understand? Is it about perspective enriches the lives of others, like your perspective and how valuable it is, how even just sharing today, how valuable it is and how much it enriches other people to be seen and validated? Or is it the journey of self-acceptance and self-compassion? Is it all of them or none of them? What would you want someone to understand about your journey that they might not see on the surface around relationships, understanding? Okay, all of the above. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you. Okay, Tina, number 1, the most people who got you. I love when you don't have to really explain to people about your intentions. They just get you. They see you're coming from a good place. And so I love that as well. Make it easier for me to set these boundaries and communicate with others as well. Learning to set boundaries, communicate. Yeah. If you've got any tips around boundaries, literally put them in the comments because we are all still learning how to navigate that one sometimes, right? We are not perfect here, right? We're just trying to navigate this world. Okay, number 3, because it's how I add and value to everything I do. Fantastic, thank you. Yeah, adding your perspective. Like your perspectives all here in the comments are so valuable. So valuable. So keep adding them. Okay, right. Now, we went through 5, I think it was 5 different areas. And so I know that all of them are important, but if you was going to rank them based on what feels most important about your journey, do so now with a mentee. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Strengths and adaptations, relationships and understanding, hidden challenges, personal discoveries, resilience and persistence. Rank them. We've got 1 so far out of 28 that are on mentee who are sharing what's important to them in their journey. I'll give you a minute or 2 to do this. And again, for those of you who might be joining now, we've got a change to our program. Steve unfortunately couldn't make it today, so we are adapting, and it's just myself and you all, which is brilliant, sharing around resilience identity as well. And now we are looking at, if we're going to go through those areas and rank them in order of what feels most important to share about our journey right now, at this stage, Amy, yeah, it is hard, it's challenging. But the fact is we dissected each one. So it's all of them are valid. But it's like right now, tomorrow we can change it. Even an hour later, we can change it. But right now, what feels the most important to us? Just rank it. It's not permanent. We can change it. We get to change our mind. If you've ever been watching Love Island recently, people get to change their mind a lot of the time there. So we get to change our mind with human beings. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of more minutes before we move on to the next section. Again, we are pivoting here. We had a guest. We can't fortunately make it, but we will share some of their details with you so you can connect them. Hopefully have them on at a later date. Okay, so far we've got personal discoveries and insights. We have, oh, it's changing. It's so interesting. The ranking is changing. We've got invisible strengths. And, you know, I've put in here what you most want people to understand about your journey and what feels least important. Again, there's no right or wrong. This is more to do with your story right now. And this is collective. So your number will be different to what's here. But so far, we've got invisible strengths and adaptations as number 1 at the 15. Okay. So on the ranking, if you go to the Menti, you'll be able to do it, or you can just put the first letter of the word, if that makes sense. So invisible strength, you use IRHPR, but you put RES because relationship and resilience, unfortunately, have same letters. So yeah. So use Menti. If you're not using Menti, then just put in your own in the chat using the beginning of each letters or smaller versions of each letter. That's easier. But I'm going to be going on to our next slide soon. But you can see just how important all of these areas are to all of us. But sometimes some things are just much more important than others, on context as well. Like in work, perhaps it might be when somebody acknowledges my strengths and they are able to adapt some of the environment for me. That's really helpful for my own journey. Okay, amazing. So thank you all. 17 of you. 8 are ready to kind of move on. Now, this one's going to take a little bit more thinking because we have spoken about a few things. But do you remember Steve's journey? And I'm going to go to it real quick. So ignore that you have to read everything. This one, I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Steve Parke's journey was around childhood, the experience of rugby, bodybuilding, ParkeCore, and where Steve is today. So that was a timeline. We went through, I'm just giving you a kind of a recap. We went through a recap. We went through moments that stick in your memory. We went through the chapters that you could potentially put those memories in. We then went through the strengths and adaptations, hidden challenges and growth, discoveries and insights that are personal to you, and resilience and persistence. And I think relationships and understanding, I don't think I put all of them on that ranking thing. So apologies. And then we said, okay, what are those areas that you feel important? So if you're going to do your own timeline from then to now, moments, phases, turning points, what would they include? In Menti, you can put in some of the words separated by commas or things that you've written down or put in the chat before that help you about to really highlight your own timeline. I know I said a lot, so I'm going to give you a minute or so to think about that. You can put anything in your timeline, anything around the moments, anything around your strengths, anything around insights. Point is just to really honor those things. Hi, Lavinia. No worries. The recording will be on YouTube, our LinkedIn, and our Facebook. But any of those platforms, you can see the replay there. April, who is also our content creator, will be actually editing a more fleshy version that has me edited. But ultimately, you can go straight back and watch the replay on our YouTube channel, on our LinkedIn, or on our Facebook. And it helps. So we're talking about visual timelines from then to now. Fantastic. Amy, amazing. I will send the slides hopefully by the end of today, if not tomorrow, and then you can create your own timeline. So this is a big question, because we're talking about taking everything we know about ourselves and where we are from birth to now and putting it in this timeline, validating our experience, celebrating ourselves. And so far, I'm going to look at what you've got here. We've got things around moments, phrases, and turning points. We've got information, tribe, AA connections, understanding. Just some of the few things that will go in somebody's own visual timeline. Anything else come to mind? It's a big question, I know. So if you haven't got all of the spoons for that right now, that's completely fine. But yeah, put down anything that you've learned so far. Okay. Repeating what my mum asked when I was 3, ASD diagnosis, age 4, support at school, college and uni, lived in Kent, supportive living on own flat, content creator, EI. Love all that. Look, that timeline's amazing, like just in terms of being the richness of it. There's so much, like, I want to hear more of your story, right? We've got school diary, newest laptop, job day, first and middle. We've got undiagnosed happiness, undiagnosed unhappiness, diagnosed unhappiness, struggle towards happiness, acceptance, roller coaster, being 10 years late, still learning basic things at 40 plus. Amazing. Like, I want to learn more about all of this for all of you, right? There's so much richness in your story and honoring every part of it. So thank you so much for sharing so far. Again, use the comments if you want to. If it's going to be helpful, or you can just use Menti. We've got relationships, trauma, rejections, square peg into round hole experiences, isolation, anxiety. So interesting, right? Those timelines, again, we're looking at everyone's timeline so different. We're honoring it. We're seeing you. We're honoring you and your lived experience as well. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Discovering learning as a strategy for life, and then weaving multiple strands of learning together, traditional and non-traditional, to get to a point where I can be unapologetically me. I hope that point is now or is coming soon, and anyone else that is living that, trying to get to there as well, honoring you in that space. School experiences where my learning different become evident, when friends with siblings got ND diagnosis, when I got my own diagnosis, and times when I let myself unmask and do things the way I need. Amazing. Fantastic. If you're seeing some of these and you, again, haven't got the spoons to articulate your own journey right now, because maybe you need the slides, maybe you need more time, completely fine. If you're seeing something that resonates with you, take some of these words, put them in a comment and say, I see you. Or just say, I see you, because I think community is such an important piece of this. And that's part of the resilience definition that we saw earlier, right? That I'm not less, I'm just beautifully autistic. Amazing. Fantastic. Diagnosis at 60 plus, struggle to unmask, lack self-confidence and self-belief, fear of being rejected. This is a visual timeline right now, right? It's never ending. It keeps going. And I love this, that you're adding and sharing where you are right now. I'm going to do 2 more, then we're going to move on. And if you are ready to move on, put the thumbs up as well. Moving from navigating challenges, experiencing grief, to growth and learning more acceptance and self-compassion. Love that. Love, love, love. Yes, put I see you in the comments if you are here with these individuals that have bravely shared some of the things that are going on with them. Amazing. In the comments we've got, by the way, thanks everyone for sharing. It's very valuable and it's heartening to see us all share our stories, see and send you lots of love, all done for us with seeking support and community. Amazing. Thank you, Amy, Claudia, Angela, Aaron, and Chome, and Saram, and everyone else in the chat. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Okay. Amazing. Okay, so keep going. I'm going to see what's on our next thing. So obviously I'm not going to do this part because this is Steve's story that he will come back one of these days and share. However, I want this to be a space where we all saw what support or lack of looked like in school, and the year to see the evolution, right? For example, was it 1994? So what you're going to do is going to put in this, what neurodiversity support or lack of it, whether you're diagnosed or undiagnosed, what it looked like for you in school, and then put the year in. I almost want to see this visualness of, actually, it's got better. Since before, this is what support looked like. This is, or lack of support. This is what it's looking like now, and the year. So, for example, neurodiversity support, I wasn't diagnosed until I was way out of school, right? But support was in the 1980s, a teacher taking the time to explain certain concepts to me, right? That would have been my hope. Other than I just don't focus, right? And so put in the year and what you got or didn't get in school. Sorry for the typo. Put it in the Menti. We want to see if it's got better, if it's modified, if it's changed as well. Okay. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you. Love to hear that. Okay. And apologies again. Steve will be coming back with us and we'll be going through this. Overcoming alcohol addiction. Tina, I see you. Okay. And people in the community are seeing you as well, and everyone. Yeah. No support. I'm hearing lots of no support, no recognition. No one knew about neurodiversity. Okay. So you can see right now, there's lots of 80s and 70s. I'm an 80s kid as well. There was no support. There was maybe no recognition. But then in maybe 2000s, 2015, 17, we're seeing a mental prism with lack of support. 2025, still the same. No support in 1990. No support in 1990. 3 different schools between 91 and 2003, one-to-one support for the most part, especially in primary school, 91 to 98. Still support in secondary school, but it was more limited. See, we're seeing, is there been a shift? 80s, not diagnosed, just always felt out of step. Even in same things like excelled in most ways, the teachers and school friends got challenges, so I learned to mask. Okay. So we're seeing 1980s, 1990s, 1960s, 1991, 2003, a little bit of a shift. 98. Knowing about what was different in manifest in primary schools, early thousands, schizotypical ADHD, ASD, had some support, but some of us slipped under the radar. I hear that. You can see like 90, 60 to 70, no one sent on neurodiversity. Can you see this, right? We had unmet needs. We had unmet needs because we weren't supported, whether we were diagnosed or undiagnosed, but there was no support. And so now we're having to advocate in spaces for support that is now being given. But that was standard. It should be standard, right? My secondary school years were between 1998 and 2003. While I had support, there was some subjects where my teaching assistant felt that I didn't need her support. Interesting, right? Interesting. No support. Oof. So there's a lot here, right? And the fact that it's going to be online, shared via YouTube, and hopefully some teacher will come in and say, actually, now this is what we do as support. Maybe some caregivers will say, this is the support we give teaching assistants and stuff, because shocking the amount of times come in here and say there's no support. Too little, too late. GP practices are still unhelpful and rude. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Claudia. Okay. I'm honouring you in the space. I'm just going to go to the last one. 97 excels in some classes, but not others. Very dependent on teaching style. School reports to regularly stated lacks confidence. Yeah, my one was a lot of lacking presence. Always seems to be in a different world, and they're not getting diagnosed until like adulthood. So, okay. But can you see here, community is so important because we've all been there. A little bit of support, nice support. Still no support, even in work, right? So now we're coming into the present tense, and I'm hoping it's changed. Who or what or who has helped to reshape your belief in yourself and how your brain works? So this can be outside of obviously school, outside of education, even outside of work. It could be in communities that you found. What or who has helped to reshape your belief in yourself and how your brain works? Even if it's just yourself, how did you do it? You want to know your secret sauce? Use Menti or use the chat. What or who has helped to reshape your belief in yourself and how your brain works? If it's yourself, let us know your secret sauce, how you did it. If it's somebody else or it's a what, then share it again in Menti or in the chat. Okay. Myself. Okay. Tell us how you did it. We want to know your secret sauce. We want to celebrate you. So, Paul, my GP referred to me recently suffering with autism. My GP referred me recently with autism 2 years ago, but they referred me knew the NHS pathway rather than a right to choose, which has delayed me for 2 years. So go back, say, do the right to choose, make sure they do it, because my GP didn't do it properly, and now I'm having to wait another 2 years. Got my ADHD assessment now, so diagnostic. Okay, so Jordan, we see you. Tina, diagnosed at 66. Okay, yeah. What's going on? Why are they taking yeah? We see you. We support you. Still brilliant. Everyone's still brilliant here. Whether you're getting diagnosed or not diagnosed, the point is you are in community. Okay. What or who has helped to reshape your belief in yourself and how your brain works? Okay. I'm going to go into the chat while I'll wait for you to finish that. Thank you for sharing, Lavinia, around getting a diploma in certain domains, but I cannot return to the education systems that traumatized me. Neither get a licensed coach because it's frowned upon and stigmatized. Yes, there are some. We're going to be opening some of the floodgates at the exceptional individuals to get some associate trainers in. So you'll be training on sessions like this, but paid sessions. And so once that is open, keep an eye on the exceptional individuals websites, because we don't ask for your certification from a specific institution. We're asking for your lived experience and your ability to be able to articulate what neurodiversity is in a way that is really connected with the community. So once that is out, I will be sharing that with the rest of the community so that you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to go to Menti and read some of your lovely additions. What or who has helped to reshape your belief in yourself and how your brain works? And if it's yourself, put the how. We want to know your secret sauce. So we've got myself, we've got my family has helped me to reshape how I believe in myself. My AI colleagues have helped me to learn how my brain works. Okay, fantastic. We've got mental health professionals that brought up possible autism to me and went over booklets about autism and needs with me. Fantastic. Got my late self-diagnosis and understanding of differences, not deficits, and my own understanding of strengths. Peers and community, exceptional individuals, space in Hertfordshire. Amazing. Very, very, in brackets, good friends. Hard to find that. I'm lucky in this regard. Amazing. I can count friends on my hands as well. It's like, yes, count myself lucky too. Support organizations explaining and celebrate my autism via specialist courses, workshops, and informal gatherings. Close friends, Dr. Russell A. Barkley's videos. Yes, amazing. Self-study about ASD and ADHD, autistic and neurodivergent and charities. Amazing. A friend, close friends, Zoom groups on Eventbrite, Meetup, connecting with others like-minded. So I'm hearing a lot of community, friendships, friends, community type congregations to an extent. Neurodivergent aware therapists, amazing. Local autism partnership, working as a team, validating my strengths and opening my eyes that was really capable and such individuals helps too. So this is just a little bit, right? What or who has helped to reshape your belief in yourself and how your brain works. And if you're feeling like I need that again and again, keep staying in community, come into these types of sessions, because it's really going to help. Yes. Okay, amazing. And like I said, as soon as we've got that associate training piece sorted out, we will send out the application form so that you can join us at Exceptional Individuals. And continue spreading the good news about being neurodivergent and about your amazing lived experience. Okay, so I'm going to go on because I know we've got like 8 minutes. We have 8 minutes. Now, I want you to ignore the Steve bit. Steve will come back one of these days later in a different session. But what would you say to a neurodivergent child or young person who feels like they don't belong? Even if it's your own inner child, what would you say? You've had some amazing words of encouragement from people that have fed into you, or people that you are feeding into. Imagine if somebody needs to hear what you are hearing now, but at your own age right now, but you want them to know from the get-go. What would you want to say? What would you want to say? So I'm going to give you the opportunity to put that in Menti. So, Petra, I love it. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. So we do have volunteer opportunities at exceptional individuals. Obviously, they're not paid as content volunteers, where you can share your voice, your lived experience. But we also specifically have training opportunities that are paid that are coming up. So do watch this space. When as soon as it's out, we will let you know. Okay, so if you was a neurodivergent, you would want to speak to a neurodivergent child or young person today who feels like they still don't belong, right? Some of your responses would be, I see you. You can find people who will accept, love, and celebrate you just the way you are. Love that. Love all of this. You are not alone. You will find a community in those who will accept you as you are. Yes, it's that reoccurring thread, right? You're amazing. You're so loved. You're different, not defective. You'll find your tribe. I see you. I see you. Amazing. You belong just as much as everyone else. Be your unique you. Everyone is different. You are not stupid. If you need time to understand what's going on, you are loved. Nurture passion for your interests. Tell people if you're upset, don't understand you, you belong. You are enough just as you are. These messages, I'm going to try to screenshot them and put them on LinkedIn or something. They're not going to be on LinkedIn. They might be on LinkedIn. Maybe like an Instagram or something, to share what your message is for these young neurodivergent leaders of tomorrow. Because they need to hear it. Like you needed to hear it. Like you need to hear it now. Never stop exploring and celebrating who you are. Yes, the world is insane. It makes no sense. Yes, there's that as well, right? Let's validate that a little bit. Okay. We have 5 minutes. So amazing and so loved. I like this. I like all of this, right? So I'm going to go on because we're running out of time. There's no questions for Steve. The last question that I'm going to ask you to do is reflect on one insight about your journey, your strengths, who you are, and what you want your future self to remember. I want you to put it in the chat or here in Menti. What's one insight? You can do more than one insight. I'm not going to limit you on insights about your journey, your strengths, who you are, that you want your future self to remember. You've already given a lot of love to the young people who are neurodivergent. Now, what about yourself? What do you need to remember? Put it in Menti or in the chat. We have 4 more minutes left. Session has gone flying by. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day today, because one thing you can't get back is time. And you've been amazing at sharing, being in community. And so thank you. So far on Menti, I've got, I see you, simple and effective, make others feel seen and heard, and don't forget myself. I was always valid. I just needed to realize that. Amazing. What does your future self need to remember? All of this, what do you need to remember? We've been together nearly 60 minutes. We've got I am unique. But Aaron, thank you, Aaron. Thank you very much. Thank you, Janice. I know we've got 3 minutes left. I'm going to go back into the Menti. Learn that some of the things that are challenges are also strengths and opportunities for growth. Ken will just say yes. I did a Elle Woods moment doing the click. So fight and struggle, overcome to reach your true authentic self. You've come a very long way, a really long way. You'll continue to grow. Everyone is also learning and growing, so try to meet them where they are. I make a difference in the world just by being true to yourself. Can we just if I could explode this and share it with the world, I would. All of this is great. I want my future self to remember my creative ability to contribute content to EI and how my colleagues have helped me to achieve this. Amazing. You never gave up on yourself despite the going, being tough. Your path forged your way for today. I am me. Authenticity and autonomy. These are powerful. I don't know if you need to write this and leave it on your wall or have it as your reminder or as your mantra. All of these are simply powerful, and your future self thanks you for it. Aren't they great? Yeah, fantastic. Okay, we have 2 more minutes. Keep going as long as you can. We're going to be finishing off the session, and we will send you the slides. Everyone that has registered on Menti will get the slides. The recording is already on YouTube and on LinkedIn, and you can watch anytime you want. The other messages for your future self: are you an inspiration to others? Yes, yes, yes. You don't need to worry. You don't have to worry about who you are or what you look like. That is not or was not ever the problem. I felt that deep in my soul. Thank you for that. You've come so damn far. You should, you literally reading this, I feel that viscerally. Okay, so last but not least, if you've got any questions, put them in here. I know we've only got 1 minute left. So sorry if you have some really questions, but you can always put them in the chat and we'll try our best to get back to you. Yes, so if you're not a Menti, that's completely fine. If you registered on our Eventbrite, you will get the slides because I will only have the email addresses for you that have registered on Eventbrite. So hopefully you have done that. If not, the other workaround is I can see if I can put the Menti link in and see if that works. Sometimes you can download the Menti slides on your device. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you all. We are ending in literally 30 seconds. No questions. Hopefully this has served you for the last 60 minutes. Feel free to visit our website, exceptionalindividuals.com. Thanks all. Yes, I agree. Thank you all for being here. And we will see you next week. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tina. Thanks, Aaron, Alex, Mandy, and everyone here that joined us live. And we will see you hopefully next week.